Good day everyone, welcome to today's video, and today we have the final US aircraft in the Talisman series. And I've saved the best for last, the SBD-3 Dauntless. Now, why have I saved this thing till last? Well, a couple of patches ago, this thing got some gun pods for us to play with. These gun pods are an extra 250 cal machine guns on each wing. The A36 carries these, and the PV2D Harpoon also carries these. And these gun pods carry obviously an additional 250 cal machine guns, but they also carry, I think, well, they carry 1360 in total, which is quick maths because I didn't really prepare for this. 340 rounds apiece, I think. I think that's right, actually. Yeah, it is. Awesome. Go me. That's what you get when you get a C in maths, people. The nose guns only feature 360 rounds apiece, so that's 180. And your twin 30 cal machine guns feature 1,000 rounds apiece, but who really uses 30 cals? Let's not a pea shooter. Bomb load wise, well, you only get one, and that's the two 100 pounders and the 1,000. Not bothered about that. I couldn't give any less of a crap about that. Belts today, we're going to be using ground targets, because why the hell not? Because I feel these are the more sufficient belts. Universal is also pretty good, so I may consider changing it. But overall, the SBD will make a fun fighter. The reason for that is because A, it's reasonably maneuverable. B, you get your dive brakes. Those are called Swiss cheese dive brakes. I'll go into them in more detail at some point. And we also get some pretty good armor for the pilot and also the gunner. 30mm basically on the, well, technically it's half an inch if you want to be technical. For the gunner's, well, shall we say, sight, just around the gun, and then just protecting his like legs and torso area. 12.7 plate for the pilot, and also 38mm of bulletproof glass for the pilot. Pretty good, pretty handy, and combine that with a decent engine, the Wright Cyclone R1820, 1000 horsepower engine with WEP and all that. However, this thing doesn't like weaping at altitude, which it doesn't like weaping above, I think it's 9,500 feet, something like that. So we won't be weaping, but if we get a down tier, this thing is a very good bomber interceptor. That is why I've saved it for last, because it's the more fun route, shall we say, for our Talisman series. And obviously this is the last US plane. And rather than be boring and slap the bombs on it, I'm not boring. You guys know me. So let's get into it. So the Dauntless was actually considered outdated at the start of the Second World War. Yet they still use Devastators as torpedo bombers, but that's a story for another day. It was built to obviously, I believe it was replacing the Vindicator, the SB-2 Vindicator, and it was able to carry 1,200 pounds of bombs, which I've already shown, and well, apparently gun pods. I've never heard of the SBD carrying gun pods, but even so. But yes, the SBD was considered outdated, but obviously it sunk the most Allied Axis shipping and warships of the entire war. This plane did work on multiple aircraft carriers. And well, there was a lot of variants produced of the SBD, like I think there was the SBD-5, and there was a night fighter version of this thing produced. I may be wrong, because I don't remember much about the Dauntless. But this is still a fun plane to actually play. But even as a dive bomber, it's still pretty good. It's not the best, but even so. Back in the day, you didn't have 360 rounds in the 12.7 nose guns. You used to have 1,200. I think it was, or it might have been 600. And this thing was just used as a fighter up until that point. Combine that with the gun pods, and you've got nearly 4,000 rounds. Well, no, it'd be 2,600 rounds. However, Gaijin, for some reason, managed to find a document where they had 360 rounds a gun, or per 2 guns in the nose, and now you just get over 1700. So your nose guns will run out quicker, but that I can work with. Apologies about that, just responding to Moxie on Discord. But yes, after this we move on to Germany with the HE-51A1, which I'm looking forward to starting Germany because, well, there's a lot of planes in there that I haven't flown for ages, and I'm looking forward to getting some of those out. Then obviously we move on to USSR, Britain, Japan, Italy, and then France. Well, France we've technically already done with the D373, well, D371 I think it is sub request, then the sub request for the NC223. So we won't do those. Then obviously we'll go back to the US, do the tanks, and go up, etc. You guys know the drill. But now I just got to play the waiting game. And there we are after nearly 4 minutes of waiting. And we got Rua, so that means we're probably up tiered. So 3.3 game expected, and that probably means we're fighting the Russians. And we are fighting the Russians. Okay, so Universal because we've got to kill them by fire. Because they're Russians. Hopefully we'll be able to intercept some bombers with the Dauntless. Right, fuel will take 20 minutes. 17's not enough. Yep, full up tiered as a Wellington Mark 10, you poor bastard, and a MB-175T. An A36 character with no pods? What is this, a sin? Now it would appear there are no enemy bombers on the enemy team, because obviously we can't see the dots, but that hopefully should improve with, and I forgot to mention the eyes, I've had those since I unlocked the Dauntless many donkeys ago. Let's take we'll take a look around the cockpit. Obviously you got the 250 cals in the nose there, next to the central console. Rear visibility is alright, so this plane is not too bad in sim. And I believe that, well, that down there is the, just in front of the pilot stick, that is the bomb release mechanism. I don't see why it would still not carry a bomb underneath the fuselage, maybe a 500 pounder. Because carrying the gun pods, they're not that heavy compared to a bomb. But the 1,000 pound bomb I think weighed more. Just checking my Discord again. Well, I'll do is I'll just, so we avoid cuts like that, I'll just open it up on my phone. Yeah, I was just messaging Moxie about the P3 carry that we did a couple of days ago. Amazing fight that was. Yeah, I don't seem to see any in the form of bombers, which is disappointing because that's what I wanted to use the Dauntless for. The airfighters all in. But the Dauntless is one of those planes where everybody loves the Dauntless. If you don't like the Dauntless, you've got a problem with you. Oh, team kill. I'm on 88 has just been team killed. Flippin' Jesus, you have more time on your hands than me. I take it those two were probably fighting on the island, so yeah, they've been fighting. Hold on, so Sheridan damaged Amon. Oh, whatever. Russians keep teasing killing yourself, you're saving me a job. IL-2's attacking ground targets, which means you are, where are you? I'm looking around for any signs. Here's something, that's probably the MB-175. Must be unimportant. Aha, there they are down there. Hang on, we've got 2 dots in front of us. They're not going to be bombers, I can tell you that much right now. If need be, we'll go down and engage those IL-2s because they can clean up ground targets on this map. And one of them just crashed, saved me a job. This Apache's coming into Atlantis a hand. We've got a dot over to the left hand side. Oh my Jesus. This is probably not going to end well. Got crit, tail. Turn on to the P-39. That is 1 down. Beautiful. That's how you want to do it. I can hear 1. There. I saw you there. Right. Dive brakes just to help us increase our turn a bit by lowering our speed. Crit. That's an LA5. There ain't got enough lead. Right, combat flaps. Why are you trying to outdive a Dauntless? It's doable, but the Dauntless will still follow you for your maneuvers. And that's 2nd kill. Beautiful. Right, lower the nose and let's get out of the line of clouds. That's that Dauntless. Well, that's that guy dealt with. It's going pretty well so far. I do love the Dauntless for its fighter capability. And there's that guy who put "sorry mate" for some reason. I mean, you've got more pressing concerns on your head, but I mean, of course he's coming for a head-on against me because Russian retard, he's got to have a head-on, doesn't he? And the L1ADS is very maneuverable, but when you've got multiple planes on you... Oh, what a shot! Beautiful! Good girl! That is how you do it. Beautiful. Well done, Gel. That's the 3rd kill of the game. Oh, it feels nice to fly this thing again as a fighter. I know you shouldn't do it, really, but it's fun. See, yeah, that's that Italian, or that Russian P40. Why did I nearly say Italian P40? I know they captured a P-38, and that has been put to suggestions. Oh, hello. There's 2 of them without Wellington, poor sod. Okay, let's use the gun pods for their... Well, technically they would have done this, but... yeah, whatever. We'll empty the nose guns first, because they've only got 25 rounds left. That was a beautiful shot on that guy. Okay. That really was. Okay, use the Swiss cheese dive flaps, well, dive brakes I should really be saying. Anyone in the audience will probably go screaming at me for saying just regular dive flaps. I mean, they're pretty cool for the Dauntless, I'm not gonna lie. There was a ground, well, an army variant of the Dauntless, obviously without tailhooks and things like that. I think it was called the A25 Vulture or something like that. I can't remember. I'll have to do some research and I'll leave it in the description for you guys. Because I know for a fact I saw a Dauntless with army paint, which looked really nice. Okay, tail gunner, now is your chance to shine. I hope. 20-30 cals can't really do much, but they can take out an M8 armoured car. Wait, hold on. Why are we strafing half tracks at the Americans and... oh dear, Gaijin logic. And M8 armoured cars? Like, no, that's not how it works. We have still got plenty of ammo, but I think the safest option is to return to our airfield. However, we could climb up and give the team a hand a bit. So let's try doing that. Dauntless doesn't have a very good rate of climb, so... I think Hairy Feet mentioned this at one point. I think he said if you lose your altitude in this plane, you ain't getting it back, and well, he's correct. There's no way you're getting your altitude back without a bit of patience. Those two guys are going to have to fight off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, soon to be 7 planes. Well, that's the end of him, so it's only one I-1ADS against 5 aircraft. He just shot down 1, so he's doing alright. But cue the gangbanging. Go on, Corsair, you should have him. No. Okay, that's fine. I might do a second battle. I'll see. Corsair should have him here if he's got good aim. There we go. Good job, Corsair. Game's over. 3 air kills, 6 ground. I'll take that. And obviously, Bob in the back got to have a go at a ground target. Good on you, Bob. And upside down victory smoke. So now you can see, obviously, we are weaping, so. WTF jelly, what the hell's he on about? Yeah, don't worry about it. Game's over. And I need to sneeze, but I'll wait. Oh dear. Hay fever's still playing up a little bit, but hey ho, we're now in summertime. Quite a number of critical hits. Obviously, this is a rank 1 dive bomber, so we can't exactly do that. Well, I am actually just going to leave it at that. I did consider, obviously you heard me, considering doing a, well, another battle, but I thought that was a good one showing exactly what the Dauntless could do. It's not an ace game, because I have gotten aces out of this thing before, but I think that was a good example. Now, do I recommend using the Dauntless all the time as a fighter? No. No, I do not. In tank forces, these guns will shred panzers from above, but for tank forces, I would stick mainly to the bombs, which are right here. Obviously, the two 100s drop as a pair, and the 1000 drops on a mechanism, which takes about, I think, half a second to a second. But otherwise, I think the Dauntless would make a great fighter, and obviously I've proved that with my flying, shall we say. But, excuse me, just take into account, obviously, you're not the most agile dancer at the ball. I mean, it was matching the Russian fighters pretty well. But we had to use combat flaps and arrest our speed quite a bit, so just bear that in mind. However, if you get to do a Top Gun, or a Top Gun, shall we say, inspired move, by dropping your air brakes and watching a fighter go flying past and then you shoot them down, I want to see that in a replay, so do send that in. So that is it for the Americans in the Talisman series. I hope you've enjoyed the US aircraft. And obviously now, wherever they are, the next one will be the HG51A1. And we'll go from there. So I hope you enjoyed today's video on the SBD Dauntless, and I hope you enjoyed the first part of the series. And I'll catch you all on the next one.